Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your Friday evening, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who are in other countries are probably enjoying their weekend this Saturday. So hope everyone's having a great evening or weekend. Anyways, I opened my game just to play some keys, and I noticed there's a new update. There's a new notice here, and it looks like there is a new Fateful encounter, which is the 7 days encounter. So, in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we'll cover this paid banner for those who are interested in spending paid stones on this banner. So unfortunately, anyone who's free to play is not able to participate in it, and being that the title is 7-day encounter, it only lasts for 7 days from tonight. And you do have 3 featured units: Thilily, AS Xion, and AS Myrus. And each of them will be featured as a guarantee, or shall I say, increased odds for those 3 units. And so let's bring up the board here, and we can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So like all Fateful who are 7-day encounters, they have 7.77% so of getting these 3 featured units, so around 20% or so. And even so, if you miss one of those, you obviously have a chance to get one of the other 5 stars featured in this banner, which is basically everyone else, including Milsha, Melissa, AS Ewan, all the newest units in the game, like most featured Fatefuls. And so it's really not a waste of money per se, being that you do get a guaranteed 5-star, at least 1 on the 10th pull. Now in the case of the 3 featured units, so we'll have to talk about each of them, and I'll just go over them very briefly. I know some of you are relatively new to the game, and some of you are obviously veterans to the game and probably don't need to hear much of what I have to say. Of the 3 featured units, AS Xion is a fire slash unit that actually acts like a tank. So he has a counter move. He does, I would say, moderate damage, so he's not really a top tier DPS. However, in terms of a fire slash team that requires a tank to survive, he's not a bad choice. I wouldn't certainly put him in a top tier unit, unfortunately. Now, on our second fire slash user, obviously also Shade. Now, Thilily is a different matter altogether. She is considered one of the top tier DPS currently in the game. If you search up videos on YouTube, you can actually find her breaking the limit on Another Eden, where you can actually do over 2 billion damage. Not me, of course, but other more skilled players than myself. Even so, as a Shade Lunatic user, she does remove all her physical and magical endurance in order to power all that into her attack. And when she's on her attack form, she is fearsome indeed. Does tons and tons of damage, allows a lot of strategies where she can just, basically during the AF kill the boss relatively simply, as long as she doesn't have to take a hit. Don't forget also, in a few months, once we catch up to Japan, there is also AS Thilily, and so if you do have the OG form from this banner, you will have the opportunity to grind those treatises if you so choose, or of course, you can choose to summon some stones there and see if you can get the AS form and luck out that way. In terms of our last unit, AS Myrus, she is still currently top tier magic user DPS in the game, serves very well on Earth teams as a dual healer slash DPS. On a magic team, she increases intelligence and speed for your whole party, and so on and so forth. And even her VC does damage when coming in. She is great, does all of that, and consider this, she still has access to the OG form, and with the Manifest, OG Myra still has a lot of use, very defensive healer support unit on Earth team. So not bad in that sense as well. And even in Japan, keep in mind that AS Myrus is still considered one of the top magic DPS in the game, and a lot of strategies will involve her to help speed up your team, or increase the intelligence, or just the fact that her Transform Claw hits tons and tons of damage and is an AoE to boot. So really, I'm going to separate the, needs of this particular banner depending on where you are in the game. Now, if you're just in the beginning or mid-game, some of you may have already used a Star Dream or may not have. This is a banner not too bad to summon on. You do have 2 out of 3 featured units that could be very, very viable on your team, Thilily and AS Myrus, provided you don't have any form of them, and you are willing to spend some paid stones. Now, in the case of in the end game where most of you have either all 3 units or multiple forms of these units, I would consider this a hard pass. And so really, this banner is really meant for newer people to the game who are willing to spend and can get one of these 2 featured units. It is a one-time only anyways, so whether or not you go for it is definitely up to you. So let me know in the comments below if you're planning to summon on this particular banner, or if you're going to hold your paid stones for a future banner, being that, of course, as we catch up to Japan and have different updates, there will be featured Fateful banners on those units as well. Although, keep in mind, AS Myris and Thililili, as well as AS Xion, won't be featured on those. So I would say in the near term, this is one of your best opportunities to get one of these 3 units if you so choose to chase after them. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.